Okay, here we are at Straff Hotel in a show called Préliminaire, and I really wanted to come here because here there is this incredible guy called Mathieu Lehanneur, and I must confess, I bumped into his website because, of course, I mean, his work is going around very much, but one day I said, okay, I want to see it, and I went on his website and I stayed there for 1 hour, calling all the people that works for me and saying, he's genius. This guy is genius. This guy is so good, really. And I was so happy to see her work because when I see smart things, intelligent things, and not only smart and intelligent, because it's not enough to me. With all this poetry, that really makes me happy. I'm a big fan of your work, Mathieu. Even if you're young, you're doing very, very good stuff. I mean, let's start, for example, from probably the most famous work you've done, which is Andrea, right?
Yes.
It starts from a collaboration with David Edward.
Yes.
First of all, how did you meet this engineer, David Edward? I mean, how did you get in touch? Because that used to be, as I read, a NASA technology.
Yes, you're right.
And you tried to, with your collaboration, to make it domestic. I mean, how did it evolve?
Yes, at the beginning, David Edward was not my scientist partner, was just only my client. Because David Edward is the founder of the foundation Le Laboratoire in Paris, and Le Laboratoire aims to create some innovation by mixing the knowledge of design and science. So at the beginning of the project, he just told me, Mathieu, do what you want and try to create a brand new project using the science knowledge. And
I mean, that's of course what we're talking about.
Yes. And day after day, month after month, he transformed himself as client into partner. And it was so interesting of the research and of the first sketches where I'm trying to find a way to improve the plant's ability to absorb all the toxic pollution coming from design.
That's semiotic pollution.
Yes, you're right. And coming from plastic chair, coming from carpet, coming from paints.
Paris is very polluted as a city.
Yes.
Or it's just a Milan record.
Catastrophe.
Sure.
And he started to explain me my first sketches were so stupid. Because at the beginning I was just thinking the capacity of the plant to absorb the indoor pollution was probably in the leaves. And he explained me the efficiency of the plant is not only in the leaves but in the roots and the soil. So after this first meeting, I go back at home in my studio with my sketches just to say, okay, it's more complex like that. And I was happy it was more complex. And I tried to find a way to force the air to go at the right speed and at the right place in the plants in order to be completely clean up. But during this process, of course, the idea was to find a way to put this technological object able to take place in your living room and in mine as well. So I remember in this process, in the project, I was imagining me in my sofa, just in front of my TV or with a book, and I was thinking I would like to get this object. I didn't know yet the shape, the final shape, but I wanted him to be not him, but it, to be just beside the sofa, and I wanted to be able to just touch it, just I would do with my dog. Good job.
A green dog.
Yes, green dog. And during the process, we get many information coming from NASA, who work on this problem during the 80s, not for domestic use, but for the spacecraft. Because in the spaceship, there is many plastics.
It was Best Invention Award in the US, right?
Yes, I was so proud of it.
Bravissimo!
Yes, it was. For me, I'm more proud to be in a scientist magazine than to be in Milan, even if I'm so proud
No,
of being Milan.
definitely,
But,
Mathieu, I
but no,
completely understand.
I'm so proud to working on project able to be appreciated by scientists or by people who are not interested in design. So
I mean, for example, then came out this project about sustainability, an ecosystem basically,
yes,
right?
yes, it's an ecosystem. This is the first idea of this project was to find a way to provide to the locavores. The locavores is a community that born in probably 70s or 80s in West USA, West Coast, and the idea was to provide their food only in a radius of 100 miles. So just to be aware to the seasons, to be aware to the transport and for ecologic problems, and I wanted to provide to this community, even if I'm not locavores at all. I like junk food. An object, something to help them, and I wanted to test, to experiment if it would be possible to get your own food. Not in a radius of 100 miles, but 1 meter. So I wanted to create a kind of object in the same approach than Andrea just beside my sofa, but that in order to replace my TV set. And
yeah, but also because then there is people still obsessed with fish tanks, no? Right? So that
yes, yes, it's just like a fire. You can watch a fish tank for hours.
Do you have a fish tank in your house?
No.
But you have one of those in your house, right?
Yes. and the idea was to create a very simple ecosystem with fish tank and plants and aromatic plants just on the top of it. And just with a water pump you can take the dirty water of the fish, and this dirty water is very rich in nitrates, so very good for plants. And when the dirty water goes through the plant, it's filtered and go back to the fish tank clean. So it's a very simple ecosystem between these two entities. And the third part of the ecosystem is human beings, for sure. We are on Earth, and I wanted to ask people to decide maybe one day a month or one day a year, why not, to fish. To fish a fish in the tank and to cook with aromatic plants, tomatoes, salad, those kind of stuff. And I remember for the opening, it was in a artist space in New York, in Soho, art gallery. I asked to the director of the gallery to test this scenario in the gallery. So I asked him to commission to a chef, probably a Japanese chef, to cook with the fish directly in the tank and make some sushi with the eels, with fish. And he told me, it's impossible. You are in New York. You can't do that. And I told him, 2 blocks away, two blocks away, Chinese people buy the fishes alive, and it's normal. You need to see your fishing. You need to see if it's moving fast or it's like that. He told me yes, but it's a cultural problem. It's 2 blocks away. But in New York you cannot do that.